Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us.
Hello and welcome to Wednesday Night Sports Minute. I am hosting tonight. Ace is still doing some things off camera, so we're behind the scenes. So he's working on some things, and he'll be back soon. But I'm Big B. I'm joined tonight by Syrup Crispy Bacon. How you doing, bud?
Not too bad. Wish the heat would calm down, but other than that, not too bad.
Yep. And the guy below us, if you don't, if you don't mess around, you're going to get, faked out on a swing pass or a reverse twice in the same play by mess around. So how's it going, mess around?
Not bad. It's been a good day at work today, and no naps today, but I'm still good.
Yeah, no doubt. So we're going to start off the show. Little sad news in the football world. The passing of today, Tony Siragusa, the Goose, defensive tackle, and then also, I think it was yesterday or the other day. Yes, there you go. Thank you, Chris. Ravens linebacker Jalen Ferguson also passed away at the age of 26. So both had time in the Ravens organization. I know Siragusa retired and went on to do some online or sideline reporting. So, and we're also welcoming our co-host, our counterpart, John Elkhorn. How's it going, bud?
What's up? It's been a day, and I'll take after work or after the call. I call the show. It's been an interesting day doing security, but yeah, I could have a potential meltdown tomorrow night, depending on what my stupid Cavs do, because rumors are they may sign and trade him, and if they do, be prepared for a long rant tonight.
All right. So, guys, with the passing of those, the legend and the up and comer there, Dave, what's your thoughts
On Siragusa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start with Siragusa.
Yeah, he was a good football player. He's more known for his run stuffing ability. He only had 22 career sacks. Spent most of his career with the Colts. Started out there for 7 years. Spent the last 5 with the Ravens. Won a Super Bowl there. He was a well-liked guy. And no off-field trouble with the guy, as far as I remember. And he was just a well-liked guy around the league. And his sideline reporting, he was funny, informative. It's a sad day for Ravens and Colts fans alike.
Yeah, John, do you know anything want to add to Tony Siragusa, the Goose, passing away?
Dude, this is honestly, I don't know what's going on with 2022 with what we heard about Dwayne Haskins and his passing, and then last year with Vincent Jackson and so many others. I think it's one of the things we love and also hate about sports is some of the bigger players, while they haven't been the most flashy, it was great to have a stand-up guy to the point where we're so used to seeing guys, this guy got in trouble or this guy got in trouble, and this guy wasn't able to have a career after football. So it's unfortunate, man. It just makes me, I know this is not a Hallmark movie, but it just makes me appreciate life, though, because frankly, at this point, I mean, nothing pretty much is guaranteed besides the Athletics going to Vegas in 2023.
Oh.
Shots fired out of there. Love it.
Yeah. So, Chris, I know you're the young guy of the group. What do you know about Tony Siragusa?
I didn't really see him, play in the NFL. I kind of saw him for his like broadcasting on the sidelines. I thought it was pretty good. He had some, some good sideline knowledge, and I did see highlights of him play. He was pretty good. So he's gonna be missed, and 2022 hasn't been a good year at all for memorable NFL players.
Yeah, it seems like definitely the NFL side definitely getting hit this last year and a half with the people passing. But yeah, Saragusa, he's going to be a tough guy. Missed definitely on the sideline. Like Dave said, he played with the Colts first part of the year, and then turned around and played, finished up with the Baltimore Ravens, getting that Super Bowl ring. Yeah, didn't put up the flashy stats, but like Dave said, nice run stopper up the middle. I mean, the big guy. But yeah, he had some fun times on the sidelines, and it was joy listening to him, his takes and stuff. So definitely going to be missed. And thoughts and prayers are out to the young gentleman, Jalen Ferguson too. Looks like looking up his stats, he was mainly a special teams guy. 26. So Ravens are double hurting this week. So both families and fans, especially the Ravens organization and the Colts organization, we send our condolences and prayers out to those guys. And it's tough nowadays. Like John said, it's kind of a Hallmark movie. So what's that, Dave?
I was just looking up his stats. Here's the stats. His career high for sacks was in '94 with the Colts. He had 5.
Yep.
So yeah, he was more of a run stuffer.
Yeah. Yep. He was definitely the run stuffer there. But
Do we know why he passed away, or is it
I have
like
not heard anything on either guy.
I just know he passed in his Syracuse passed in his sleep.
Okay.
I think, and I wonder with this, and I don't know what you would do or what you would call it, but maybe it's something NFL needs to do with people outside the NFL. Not like say people like us, because we don't know people in the league per se, to do research on this, and not just for his very unfortunate passing, but we're seeing more and more guys pass away that really shouldn't be passing away, at least at this time. And so I think at that point, the league has failed players and ex-players after their career. Because where you say, oh, touchdown, he got a touchdown, he got a Super Bowl ring, that's great. But then guys that clearly have medical issues or potential I'm not saying he has CTE, the league needs to look into this and say, like, what can we do for the players outside of their career, regardless if they're like a Tom Brady or Ray Lewis or somebody, because this should not be happening, but it's very unfortunate.
Well, they are doing research. I know CTE they are, and other stuff. So.
I was looking up to Tony Saragusa, and the music started playing for the site I was on.
Yeah, that's good. But yeah, they're working on some research. I think after I think it was
say how he passed away, or just said he passed away.
I'm just looking on the report on ESPN, and right now they're not saying anything. But
probably ready for.
There's actually a good quote though. I'm reading the story, and it's talking about how when he took out Rich Gannon, he goes, "I saw Rich eyes roll back in his head." Saragusa said, "At that time, he got every pound of my fat blank on him." So yeah. So Saragusa is definitely gonna be missed. So Dave, let's move on. Again, send our condolences. How about your White Sox there? What's up with them? We haven't talked to you in a while.
Well, honestly, I haven't been paying attention to the White Sox.
Oh, okay. Just like the rest of the fan base.
Exactly.
They have a fan base?
Well, they have a bigger one than Oakland does.
Wait, no, they don't. They don't count, because if they have,
I know we lost to Toronto today.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on Lasorda or LaRussa getting chanted? They want him fired. So what do you think?
I agree. He needs to go.
Oh,
I didn't like the hiring when they first hired him. I don't like it today. I totally against it. I thought he's past his prime. Doesn't know anything about baseball anymore because the game's changed
Oh yeah.
from when he managed 10, 12 years ago, whatever. The game's passing by. I thought they should have gone with the guy that the Tigers ended up signing, Hint or whatever his name was.
Oh yep. So
Yeah.
John, how about your Padres there? What's up with the Pods? I know you're new to
You
the
know.
baseball.
Yes. First of all, I want to say screw Arizona, screw the Diamondbacks, screw the Cardinals because I know it's early on. I think Machado is out. Was it Machado? I was out for hopefully not as long as we think because that I think would be a big factor going later into the season. But I mean, I think we're 43 and 27 right now. Yeah, 40 because we were 42 and 27 before we played Arizona. It was like the bottom of the 10th, I think. And we came back 132. I think it's one of those right now we're going to be just fine. But I think depending on how long Machado is out, it's really going to affect the long-term pitching for the Padres later this season come playoff time. Because, San Diego and playoffs don't necessarily go together, just like the Athletics and going to the playoffs. So it's really going to be key to kind of see, like, our pitching, I think, can be fine for now, but it does leave room for concern because of Machado's injury. But I'm not sure how long he's out for yet. Hopefully it's not long now.
Right now they're saying he's day-to-day. He was out of lineup today.
Okay, then that's much better.
Yeah.
We are 33 and 34 at this point. We're 4.5 games back. So at this point, we're still not that far off. We're still in contention. So we get healthy. Pitching starts doing well at the right time. We start hitting. We're right back in it.
All right. Chris, how about touch on your Rangers there a little bit? I know we talked a little bit on Tuesday about them. But
yeah, Rangers have been doing good. I think they just finished up a 4-game series with the Phillies, and they swept the Phillies. So, I mean.
Yes. Thank you.
How about that? Philly fans.
Let's go.
So, I'm excited.
Yeah. So, just a quick update on my Twins. Their pitching sucks. Their closing sucks. They lost 2 games and 1 game yesterday, the extra innings, and they lost today, top of 9. They gave up 4 runs. So, yeah. So
let me ask you, Brandon, about your Twins. Do you, even if you thought, like, let's say, obviously this is a hypothetical because this is like Madden, it's not realistic. If you had let's say you got Machado, I'm saying hypothetical. If you got Machado, we're not gonna let him go. Unlike the Athletics in Oakland. If you had the perfect pitcher, do you think that would change your pitching, or is it just really the not having the right medical staff, not having the right trainers? Like, what do you see if you had the right pitching? Would you see the pitching change? Or
I mean, it wouldn't hurt that they get a nice, solid starter and a couple guys. It's the bullpen right now, really. So we need a couple arms out of the bullpen. But they're kind of streaky. One day the hitting will look phenomenal. Next day the pitching will look phenomenal. Next day after that, neither side will look great. I mean, they're just so up and down. I mean,
did you see the score today?
It was 11-10.
Yeah. Where was it? Neither side had pitching.
It was 10-7. It was 10-7 going into the 9th, and they got 4 runs. So, they're still above where I thought they were going to be. I thought they'd be 3rd, 4th, maybe, possibly get a playoff run. I mean, right now they're 2nd, a game behind Cleveland. So I'm gonna make this joke. Do you think they got worse when Cousins got signed in Minnesota, or is that just like a jinx? Like, I got I know I like to joke about your Twins or what my Padres were, but do you what do you foresee happening? Because it's we know we talk about the same thing over and over with them, but do they have? They got the money to spend. I mean, they just are trying to do this money ball, small ball BS.
So they're doing what the Athletics are doing, pretty much, and not spending money.
Yeah.
Grow a pair of balls and spend some money. It turns out,
and that's
when
what I
you
was kind
spend
of
money, you
get
can
to.
make money.
I was going to get to earlier. Buster Aldney had a report out that said Where did I put it? Okay, I did put it in our chat. That the Twins are rumored to be the dark horse in the getting Aaron Judd. It's like you got
Is
to be
that?
kidding.
But let's say Brandon, they get Aaron Judge, and
They ain't gonna have
maybe
no
they
money
get
to
something.
get nobody else.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Probably not. I mean,
Because you got to
well,
think in 2 years they got to pay what's her name, Correa.
Yeah. I
Wanna
mean,
bring
if they got Judd, and yeah, they get Correa. You're looking at maybe, jumping up to maybe the 10th to 12th highest payroll if they put Judd on there. But I mean that's going to be 500 million, 10 years plus. I mean, I don't know if I want to. I mean, yes, he's a great hitter. If he stays healthy, the guy's phenomenal. He's probably on pace to get the MVP now. But we need a solid starter. We need a couple bullpen guys. I think. I think we need more.
you don't need to pay him $500 million. I'm not saying that he didn't deserve part of it, but I think we've seen this lesson, especially in baseball, with like I'm not just saying because it's not Isaiah Fields because he's clearly abandoned him more than the Kardashians do their boyfriends.
Yeah.
But it's more of, I think when you do that, it like Brandon, it inhibits them from not just getting other players, but potentially try to do the right moves. You saw it with Harper. I can't remember a couple other players on the top of my head, but I mean, do y'all have like one or two players at 40 plus per year, or like what is it? How come I don't know. It's curious.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt a small market team to throw that money out there. And then they get bad, then I mean it'd be a good trade asset. I mean the Twins are, in the mix. That's why they need pitching. They don't need another bat. Now, would I be upset I'd be upset at the contract, but I wouldn't be upset that they went out and actually signed him. So
it's kind of like the owner. Everybody getting mad at the A's because they didn't spend, and they're hoarding all that revenue sharing money.
Mm-hmm.
And all the teams are mad at them for not spending. So you're kind of in the middle. What do? Do you spend or not spend? You know you're not getting paid.
Well, you have to. I think at some point, like you said, like it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. But I think at this point in them, you have to take a risk. It's better to do that than to play safe. Because none of it's guaranteed. None of it was guaranteed that y'all were gonna get Correa. Nothing was guaranteed that the Padres are gonna be 43-27. So, I mean, I know it sounds dumb, but really, it's not. You have to take that risk and just see what happens.
Yep, exactly. You're right. So with that being said, let's move on. I believe tomorrow, Chris, if you can refresh my memory, is the NBA draft.
It is.
It is.
The
Yeah.
draft is tomorrow.
All right. So Dave,
Oh God, no, please, no.
So Dave, you're the Bulls. You got the 18th pick of the first round. What do you think the Bulls are looking for?
What am I doing? I'm the Bulls of that pick. I'm going to package that pick, and I'm going to package Vucevic or whatever his name is, and Kobe White to Utah for Rudy Gobert.
Ooh. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Ooh, that's
all right. So if they don't package that pick,
Gobert, Lonzo, those guys.
Yeah, that would be a good one. But if they stay at 18, what do you think they're looking for?
If they stay at 18, they're probably looking for a wing player, someone that can 3-and-D, one of those type of guys, or someone to man the middle, a defensive center.
Okay.
Because Vucevic can't play defense; he's just an offensive guy. So either that or a power forward that can play D.
Gotcha.
They need someone that can protect the rim because they don't have that right now.
Chris, your Mavericks, they have looking here. I don't think they have a first round pick. So but they do. Number 26. So what's the Mavericks looking for?
I don't know. I mean, I know they signed somebody recently.
I thought they traded that first round pick for somebody.
No, right now
they just made a trade at
26.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Okay.
Made a trade.
They did trade? Okay.
Yeah, I heard something. I don't remember who.
It must be.
I
think the NBA though. I think
it was a Rockets player. I know that much.
Okay.
Oh, it was Christian Wood.
Christian
Yeah.
Wood. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that because they still have him at the 26th pick. So
I think they're
Um,
looking at a guard, probably Trevor Neal,
okay,
from looking at from Duke.
gotcha. And then John, I know you're hyped up
Cavs
already,
fan.
but Cleveland? What's Cleveland's idea?
Well, they're a dumbass. It's Cleveland. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it like honestly, like, if y'all thought my Tom Herman rant in late 2020 was gonna be a long rant, tomorrow I think is gonna be different because I think it's one of those Brandon big and that and I said this on one of our shows on the Intergalactic Sports Entertainment Network about 2 weeks ago, is that you decline Colin Sexton's fifth-year option. You are so relying so cleanly on LeBron James that when he's gone, you finally develop one player that could potentially be a very star player, future All-Star in the league and for the Cavs, and your dumbass declines his fifth-year option. He's a restricted free agent. So I'm concerned that they're going to try and trade him and probably go maybe up in draft per se. Bless you.
Bless you.
Yes, I know he only played like 10 games or so last year, but he's young. He has that potential. He balled out in 2020. So, honestly, I'm very pissed because I don't want the draft to be here because I'm afraid that they're going to do something stupid and trade him away because you literally have a player you can develop. And what does your dumbass do? You trade him away. And so it's Cleveland sports. I mean, all Cleveland teams are having issues right now. So it's just a disaster. But honestly, I don't know. Like, I think it's really concerning because they're finally headed in the right direction, or at least it seems like it. And then they literally just shard themselves in the pants and just completely wet the bed. And so I don't know what I don't know what they're gonna do. But honestly, I'm really concerned, Brandon.
I could listen to your rants all day, brother.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah. What did you tell me to? Cleveland, you suck. Literally, that rant is like, you thought my rant for Tom Herman was long. I'm telling you, you could apply to Sam's Club, have an interview, and 5 weeks later, and my rant would still be going on. So very, very concerned, and honestly, at this point, I may need to get not a prenup, but like start getting the divorce papers ready. Because you're dumbass trades Colin Sexton. I hope you lose every single game next year.
Yeah. No, I get that.
0-82. Let's do it.
It's like if you're a football team, let's say, Brandon, you're Minnesota, and you get Justin Jefferson. Great, you got him. And then you finally get a receiver you can develop long term. And then they trade him away. You would think, oh, this team's a dumbass. And that's exactly what Cleveland is doing right now. So I don't know what else to say because we could have a whole show just on the rant. So
That would be like my Bears finally getting a franchise quarterback and trading him away.
and trading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a disaster, honestly. I need every single one of you to have ambulances on standby where I live, all of them in front of the house, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose my mind. My head's going to explode.
We should do a draft show tomorrow and have John on it so we can see it.
A welfare
Well-
check, please.
Well, Chris, I mean, you did. You've
Yeah.
done the NFL draft. I mean, I think we did a basketball draft last year.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know nobody's really talked about it. So, but for my
Well, I didn't know if
Timberwolves,
we also got FVW at the same time. So
yeah, my Timberwolves hold the 19th pick, and I think 3 in the second round. I know they've been in some trade talks to get rid of Russell and
Oof.
I don't.
Who do you want
Yeah,
to
I
get,
don't-
Brandon? Who's your dream player? Like, let's say, regardless of reality. Because clearly they're headed in the right direction. I think, didn't they make the playoffs last year?
Yeah, they made
Yeah,
the
they had
playoffs.
great series with the Grizzlies.
Yeah, so they're
they
headed in the
did.
right direction. So
I think they would need somebody athletic up front with Cat. I think because Cat's been kind of streaky. So I think if they get a nice athletic forward, put Cat up there. They got a nice kid in
if y'all could honestly trade for Sexton, and honestly, I would be pissed, but I would be happy for y'all because
yeah.
I think it'd be interesting with him in Towns.
Well, honestly, I wouldn't mind them. Trading all those picks away and moving up in the first round because Miami's talking about they want to get out of the first overall pick. So
Okay. Did they seriously say that?
Yeah,
That's stupid.
there's been a lot of rumors that not Miami, Orlando.
Why? Like,
Well, they had the
they
first overall
suck.
pick
They need to.
last year. Well, they need a lot. So,
You know,
Yeah.
when I was talking about the Gobert trades, there's actually rumors about that happening.
yep.
Like, because didn't their head coach get fired?
Utah's, he resigned, I think.
He resigned. So basically, this
Yeah.
team in the next 2 or 3 years could be. To Minnesota is going to be in a better position, and I'm saying this as and being serious. In the next 2 or 3 years, they'll be in a better position than Utah because I believe their championship window is closed.
So J Max chiming in wants to know if we talked about how bad the Pistons are. Well, J Max, if you want to jump on and spill your beans about the Pistons, go ahead. We got the link, but no, we have not talked about the Pistons. We were just talking about our 4 teams. But Pistons are the Pistons.
Oh,
They're
I did.
actually- They
I
traded
did hear
Jeremy Grant
though.
today.
I did hear that Colin Sexton is clear for full practice and action. So I really think that's going to increase his trade value, which makes me concerned. Cleveland, you're literally going to put me in a mental hospital because you're making me go insane.
The Pistons traded Jeremy Grant today to the Blazers. And they're also rumored to make a run at DeAndre Ayton when free agency opens.
Well,
Yeah.
that means that Booker's getting the max because you don't trade Aiden without giving Booker the max. That wouldn't make any sense.
Right.
So
Yeah,
So
they didn't get
J-Mac-
back till 2025.
So yeah, J Mac just curious how you trade away your best player and don't get.
Yeah, they've been trying to trade him for a while, so I think he was kind of out of desperation,
Yeah,
to be honest.
That could be, yeah.
yeah. We don't. We think we know what these teams are thinking, but yet we don't know what these teams are
I
thinking.
want to know how J-Mac feels about the Spurs reportedly trading DeJounte Murray to I can't remember who it was, but they're rumored to trade him to somebody.
Okay, J Mac, if you're listening, you're a Spurs fan. What you think about that trade? I mean,
He
so
probably
They
doesn't
were
like
trading
it.
to somebody. I can't remember who it was to though.
yeah,
Let me see if
we'll
I
look
can
it up. J Mac will let us know. But
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it.
So, NBA just ended their finals. What night was it? Last Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so-
NHL
the
was
Hawks.
close to it.
It was the Hawks. Remember to trade DeJounte Murray to the Hawks for John Collins.
oh, okay. All right, J Mac. Let's hear your. But anyway, so the Warriors wrapped up the series 4-2. Good series from what I saw. I didn't watch much of it. John, what did you watch much of the NBA Finals or?
It made me cry because I was pissed because they kept like ruining my Cavs seasons for years to come. But honestly, can't really be surprised at this point. I think when I said this about a year or two ago, once those Splash Bros are healthy, you can't really stop them. You can say whatever you want about Draymond on the podcast, which honestly, who cares?
Yeah.
But they won. It's unfortunate as a Cavs fan, but I gotta give them credit. They fought.
Yeah, they sure did. Dave, what did you see? Or what do you think?
For the finals,
Yeah.
I watched a couple games. I didn't watch much of it. I knew Golden State was going to win. I didn't think Boston was even going to win too. So credit to them for even winning too. Tatum and Brown both played awful. Like they didn't play like they did the whole playoffs up until that point. They got to the finals. They were both playing really well offensively, defensively, and then for whatever reason, it's Golden State. They're going to score. You can't stop Steph. But you got to stop the other guys. You can't have Clay and Wiggins go off like they did. So, it's pick your poison. Golden State's going to be there when they're healthy. Like Ron was saying. So,
yeah. Chris, how about you? What did you think of the finals or what did you see?
Golden State's a good team. I mean, yeah, they beat the Mavericks, but I was kind of hoping Boston would win. But Golden State and Steph Curry did, and it's their 4th in 8 years.
Yeah, something like that.
That's
Yeah.
not too bad. So I don't know. They call that a dynasty. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I was just looking at the, where people rank with rings and stuff. And of course, they debate LeBron and sports. So putting our feelings aside, because I know a lot of us don't really care about LeBron. Where do we put LeBron, or do we put Curry above LeBron, or is LeBron still top dog right now? So, Mesro, what do you think? Let's try to be biased, I guess. Not biased.
I got to put Steph ahead of Curry. I mean, Steph ahead of LeBron because he can shoot, he can play defense, he's got the ball handling skills, he can pass. I mean, LeBron can do all that too, but Steph's a much better shooter. That guy's got like walking the gym range. LeBron ain't got that.
All right, John, how about you? You've been a Cavs fan. What do you put in there?
Honestly, I think comparing it would not really be a complete conversation. Now, if you talk about all time, you can't really compare the two. I feel like it's like comparing Lamar Jackson to like a Josh Allen or to what Jamarcus Russell would have been if he wasn't so lazy and watched film. Because like you say, like Curry is the best shooter of all time. Beat Ray Allen's 3-point percentage or shots in a season. Won Finals MVP. LeBron's a more physical player than Steph Curry, yes. But outside of that, I mean, Curry's the better shooter. But Curry's not top 5. That's not discount to him. He's the best shooter of all time. And just comparing them two, I think is kind of a little bit unfair. Just because, well, again, one's physically dominant, one's a good shooter. Both great assets to their team. It's just can't really compare the two considering one's different skill set than the other. Now, if they're both physically dominant, then we could have that conversation.
John, I like that response. That's probably the most accurate response I think we've gotten ever on comparing two players. I mean, yeah, you're probably going to build around, me, I'd probably build around Curry because the guy just shoots from wherever, and it seems like he always makes it. LeBron, like you said, John, his younger days, he was definitely king of the hill and stuff like that. But now
you gotta think about it. Now it's more of a 3-point league. This is not the 2010s when he said not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. When he said 6, he was talking about finals losses, not final wins. But that's neither here nor there. He said not biased. But since it's more, if we're talking about right now, I say Curry over LeBron because it's coming in more of a 3-point league. Power forwards are shooting more threes. Centers are shooting more threes. Point guards are shooting more threes. So shooting a 3-point is not as taboo as it was back, I feel like, in the early days of Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan. So it's more of a 3-point league. So I would choose Curry over LeBron. LeBron's my favorite player, but I mean, this guy could shoot from Pluto and still sink it without even looking.
No, you're right. So we got some comments coming in. Matt, we'll definitely get to your hockey question here shortly. JMX says we're rumored to trade him to the Hawks, so we'll see where it goes. I mean, if they have the 9, 15, 22nd picks, we also have the draft capital to pull off a big trade. Yeah, you're right there. Matt says LeBron still top dogs with the pull and intellectual power as a player. It's time.
Well, that's kind of a one side, not so one side, but like a one layered argument. Like you can have physically dominant, yes, but you also got to remember player votes matter. And he wasn't necessarily voted a top 5, top 10 player. That's not a knock on him. It's just father time has caught up to him. It's not like you're doing snake or like Tom Brady. I don't know. But I mean, comparing the two, I believe is like comparing, you could say, let's say to Kirk Cousins, who can throw the football. We're not talking about the interceptions. That speaks for himself. But like, he's not like fast. Okay, comparing Kirk Cousins to Lamar Jackson. It's not a fair. Both have their fair game. Both have their great attitude, but it's just not a fair. Now, if you say like LeBron and Giannis overall, then that's different. They're both physically dominant. But comparing the two, I believe it's like comparing oranges to apples.
No, definitely get what you're saying. J-Mac also chimes in. What do you think about what Kerr's had to say? Okay, I missed what Kerr had to say, but
I think he's talking about when Kerr said that LeBron gave him 3 rings and Jordan gave him 3 or something like that.
Oh,
he thanks LeBron for giving him 3 rings. So I was like, that's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, Kerr. Well, speaking of Kerr, I mean, where do we put him in the coaching ranks now? I mean, John, where would you put Kerr in the coaching ranks?
Top 5. Like,
Okay.
think about when we look at the Jazz, he resigned. Their championship window's closed. It could easily be to say, and this is what I hate about some people's arguments, is that it's because they have superstars. Yeah, the greater the talent, the harder the personality and the pride, which is harder to manage. You can say whatever you want. Mark Jackson developed it, but it is harder to develop a team that's so good. Obviously, unless you have like a Tom Brady in terms of personalities. They get egos. They think it's so easy to get back to the finals. So I give him full credit for that. It could be easy. It could easily go to his head. He could say, "Oh, F the league, F LeBron," but I feel like he'd say top 5. But look at the East right now. Look at the West. I mean, who's been in it for the past 10 or so years? The Heat, Golden State, and the Cavs, and inside the Raptors. So if we're doing it by that, he has to be top 5 in my opinion.
Okay, mess around.
Yeah, I'd have to put him in my top 5 team. You got Red Auerbach, Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, Steve Kerr. Not in any particular order, but those guys were the all-time greats as far as coach goes. And then you got Pop. Can't forget Pop.
Yep. Chris, how about you? Where would you put Mr.
I would
Kerr?
I would say top 5. I don't know where you would put him 1, 2, 5, but I would say top 5. He's been very
definitely.
successful.
I got to throw him up in the top 5. If he's not top 5, then he's number 6. I think. I mean, without looking. So, J Max said he got 3 rings for both, so he has them equal. Well, everybody's got their opinion. I mean, Kerr's, so. Pop.
Well,
top
if you're
3.
talking about if we're talking about right now, Popovich is underperformed since Kawhi left.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about all time, then I think that's a little bit different. But right now, you can't put Popovich in the top 3 right now.
Yeah. No, I mean that's one thing I like about sports is what are we based it on? Everybody's list is always different. Tim Henry chimes in. Kerr has 33% of the last 20.
He's not
Okay.
wrong.
That's something to talk about. But
Yeah.
all right, so let's move off the NBA and let's talk a little hockey. Game 5 was tonight, was it? Or am I off again? All right, so game 5, Avalanche took it in overtime. 3-2, I believe, was the final. They lead the series 3-1 over the
3-1. That's right.
Yeah, over the Lightning, who I believe are back-to-back champs.
They're looking for a 3-peat.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna get it.
Yeah, so
they're facing an avalanche of a game.
All right, Chris. So you don't think they're gonna get it? So what do you think it's gonna end next game, or what do you think?
I think if not this, maybe next. I'm thinking this next game.
Well, the next game's a home game for Colorado, so it's going to be tough to win on the road for them.
Yep.
Well, the only game that Tampa's won is at home. So.
Yep, that is true.
Anything can happen, though. That's why they play the game. So we'll see it.
Exactly. John, how about you? I know you're not much of a hockey guy, but what do you think? I mean, the series has just been all over the place. I mean, I'm looking at the stats here. We had, let's see, game 1 was 4-3 Avalanche. And then it was 7-0 Avalanche. And then I believe there was a 6-0 game or 6-2 game Lightning. And then today's game 3-2. So a lot of scoring. So, John, what do you think? Avalanche take it Friday night?
You might as well start getting the beer, stop getting the champagne. I think Colorado's going to get it. Obviously, I'm trying to learn more about hockey, but I mean, I know I don't know what else to say because I don't know much about hockey. I don't want to blow smoke up my butt. And the A's lost today, so let's go and celebrate and get a glass of whiskey.
Yeah, I think, as much as, NHL probably wants it to go 7, I think we're going to see it end Friday with the Avalanche taking it. So
I'm with you, John. I don't know a whole lot about hockey either. So
yeah, I mean, I know a little bit in the state of hockey, but I don't watch it. I
Yeah.
don't follow it too much. I mean,
Kind of,
you
yeah.
know,
That's kind of how I am.
but I think we needed to talk about it a little bit. So
Yeah.
anything else, guys? I'm just kind of looking through ESPN here. John, you got anything you want to throw out there?
Listen, Cleveland, you dumbass. I'm right here. I'm going to give you a clear freaking message. If your dumbass trades Colin Sexton tomorrow night, I'm coming up here and taking the GM job because this is absolutely ridiculous. You have a damn player that can be a top 10 player in the league. You're in the right direction, and you go 40 steps backwards. How stupid are you? Like, it blows my mind. I know we talk about all the time with, oh, look at what Atlanta did. No. Cleveland, you finally have a freaking top player. You traded tomorrow night. I'm done. Because it's not about losing. I don't care. Like, I handled losing when they had, was it Ferrero and freaking Kyrie back in 2012, 2014. That's no problem. But if you're trading away a player that you can develop, then you don't deserve that job, and I hope the coach loses his job. Because that bull crap is unacceptable.
All right, Dave, you got anything to throw out there?
Yeah, I
Rant or something?
chat earlier sometime this week that 20 of the civil cases against Watson were resolved financially. He settled with them, so most of those people were probably about money, and it probably wasn't true. They just went out for the money and they got it. And there's still 4 cases pending.
Not to mention,
Yeah.
He had 26 cases, though, too, so he still has 6
yes, so
cases.
there's 6 cases.
Yeah. Some people are reporting that could keep rising here, and I don't know. I
He
know
needs to
we've
retire
spent all
quick.
the season talking about Watson. I'm kind of over it. I just
Oh, I love the Browns being the Browns, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I'm not going to speak on the case. I don't know the facts, but when you're in an interview and you don't have an issue with going to that many massage therapists in that short of a time, and this is why the team has the best situations for you. We have 1 or 2 therapists, unlike the one that destroyed Tyrod Taylor's lung in LA. So I mean, we'll have to wait and find out. But I think if you're the league, he's still going to get suspended for the year. Like, it's great. Like, you got that part taken care of, but the situation is far from over.
So, you talk about that he's going to get suspended for you. That's the I think the NFL wants. Of course, there'll be negotiations. So he's probably going to get half a year, maybe 6 or half a year to 10 games. Probably will be what they
Like,
settle on.
Think about it. If he gets suspended, he only loses about $500,000.
Yeah.
So he still gets almost $46 million to sit on the bench at home and scratch his butt. So
Well,
I mean, I hope
Oh, go ahead.
Cleveland loses every single game next year because I give fans full permission to abandon their team
Do you think
because you don't pay a guy $230 guaranteed, you freaking idiot. You don't pay a guy $45 million a year. Now, I love that they did it because it helps my Bengals next year, especially with the Steelers and their young quarterback who's been in the same training facility in Pittsburgh. So, for the Browns organization, I have never seen a team so desperate to sacrifice potentially their morals for a championship, which most likely is not going to happen. And once the Steelers develop Kenny Pickett, Bengals have Joe Burrow, their window, I think, is not going to be pretty much open at all.
Do you think the league could possibly say, hey, he did his time last year, he sat out last year, that's a suspension, we're not going to suspend him because he sat out last year?
Well, he was still on the sidelines, though, too. Yeah, he was still he just couldn't necessarily practice with the team. But now this suspension, I think he can't be in the facility at all. So, I don't know.
I don't know, but I mean, Dave, we talked about this on Morning Tailgate last year a lot. It was I believe the Browns made the move. I think it was a lose-lose win for them because, of course, if he gets suspended, they're not out money that much, but it looks bad on their team, the organization for making the trade. But if he comes back and he has the stats that we know he can put up, I mean, it could be a win in the long run for the Browns. But
I think if you're the fans, though, it's not a win-win for the Browns because you're still gonna have that. Hey, like, when is
Mhm.
the situation gonna be resolved? Because
Yep, that's what
if
I
it's
was.
because like these cases, if they did them like from right now and he sat out, let's say they didn't settle at all,
Yep.
even if he didn't get suspended, he would still sit out, still settle these cases so he can guarantee pay 2023. Now, if this happening, he may not. We don't know if he's even going to play in 2023. So realistically, you paid him 5 years, he may only get 2 or 3 at best.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like John Sarge and I have said from the get go, like we wouldn't have made this trade until the thing was resolved.
Mhm. That's what I said
Even
too. I wouldn't have
even
done
if
the
it's
trade.
not, even if it was resolved, I wouldn't do it. You don't, and
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's because of the Vikings. I'm just saying in general. You don't pay a guy 230, 45, 100% guaranteed money because
Mhm.
something is going to go wrong on the field. You're going to make a mistake. You freaking pissed off Baker. You're literally, if he had the option to say on social media, "F you Browns, I'm out of here," which is pretty much his viewpoint. You basically, so you pay a guy 45 who won't play next year. Then you have a guy who's less than 19 guaranteed. That's highway robbery. So you don't pay a guy fully guaranteed money, no matter how good they are, and people will get pissed off at me for that, and that's fine. But if you pay a guy fully guaranteed money, you're not gonna win a Super Bowl.
What do you think's
It's
worse?
not-
Do you think what Mike Big did with the dogs or what he did with the therapists? You think it's equally as bad, or you think one's
No,
worse than the
no.
other?
I don't know if you. I don't know if you would compare them because we don't know the facts of Watson's case. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to compare them because I don't know the
Yeah.
facts.
I'm
mean,
just saying, Dick got a second chance, and everybody welcomed him back after a while with open arms.
well, Watson will get a second chance. I mean, you.
And here's the thing, like let's say, and Rich Eisen said this, I think, well, let's say, yes, you settled 20 cases, you got 6 more. Let's say, hey, even if this is not true, I don't know the facts, so I'm not going to say anything else besides this, then you need to admit publicly that, hey, even though there's something that I need to work on to be a better man, that I
Right.
need to work on, I need to be better, that, hey, I will be working on, no matter how bad it is, admit whatever it was, even if you're not guilty in this. Because clearly
Yeah.
Watson did something that was potentially questionable. And I think if you man up, then I think it makes it a lot better in terms of, yeah, you probably are going to be in a crappy situation, but it's better to admit it and move on than
Right.
to, because I don't know if he's guilty or not, but if you're settling, it makes me very concerned with
Presume guilty if you're settling.
if potentially he's guilty. I don't know, but why settle?
Yeah, if
Nope.
you're not guilty,
Because
why-
you look at Greg Kelly, who I think it was Greg Kelly. I think now his situation's fine, but he fought it out instead of settling. So I don't know the situation,
Yeah.
but if I'm the Browns, literally you don't have a championship window. You pissed off Baker. He's gonna go to Carolina. I will put $500 on that right now. He's gonna go to Carolina or Seattle. Drew Lock is a bust. He has terrible taste in rap music. Why would you
Yep.
start him as your quarterback? So it's terrible for the Browns because you got Nick Chubb, you paid him, and you have another running back who had past issues, got better. You traded for Amari Cooper, who's sponsored by Butterfinger, 6th-round pick. It's a steal, and you pissed off Landry. So how do you, as a team and an organization, really take yourself seriously? Yes, he does have a $10 million cap hit, but that doesn't completely reflect that. This adds to the contract situation.
Yeah.
He gets 45 guaranteed, 45 and a half
After next
if
year,
he's
though.
suspended.
Yeah.
He gets 45 per year.
No.
Yeah, he does. It's 5
No.
years, 230. Yeah,
No,
that's
the first
exactly
year,
what it
the
is.
first. I'm looking at it right now. 2022, his base salary is only one million.
Well, that's his
300
base, but what he gets fully is not $1 million.
No, I think that's where he gets.
Well, and
Well,
if it
yeah,
is, then
with
I'll be
with
wrong.
with the signing bonuses and stuff, yes, but I mean, but yeah, because if he plays in 2023, then he's going to get 46 million base salary. So the Browns are only going to be out roughly $10 million with the cap hit.
Okay.
If he doesn't play next year, which most likely he's not going to. But after that, every
Oh,
year
dang,
his
you're right.
base salary
Okay.
is
Yeah, you're right. It's
46 million.
54.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Yeah. So, but anyways, we can move on from Watson. One thing I do want to say though is, please, who's ever reporting that the Vikings are interested and in talks with Baker Mayfield, please stop. Because
I've heard
if we're not
I've heard those reports.
if the Vikings are not going to trade Kirk Cousins, with all these reports like they're going to stay with Kirk Cousins, but then they're going to trade for Baker Mayfield, please stop it, because we're not going to pay two quarterbacks
They're just stirring the
$20+
pot.
million each to sit, one to sit on the bench.
I've heard those
Talk about
reports.
stirring the pot, though.
Yeah.
Didn't you just draft a third-round pick at A&M in 2020 draft? What's his name?
Yeah,
Come on.
So
Kellen
Kellen
Mond.
Mond. So I'm not saying he's the guy, but why get a guy potential that in the next 4 to 5 years maybe could be the guy, keyword maybe, and then trade for Baker, who financially they're already strapped in Minnesota, and in this next season you're going to have to pay Justin Jefferson. I know it's a joke, but oh my gosh, please don't.
No,
do it.
please. I know. I hate seeing a Viking report tried to, I click on them all the time because they'll be like, oh, Baker Mayfield, Browns are talking to such and such, and I pop it up in the Viking.
I've seen those reports. I've seen them.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're joke reports, but I've seen them.
Oh my God. Just like the, Aaron Judge coming to Minnesota for the Twins, that ain't gonna happen. So,
Yeah.
But there was one story I saw that just popped up. I gotta get back to it, and this will be our last topic for today. The Blue Jays hitting coach gets ejected before the first pitch is even thrown.
What?
Wow.
Yes,
Excuse me?
yes, exactly. That's why I had to click on it. I guess they were
What
doing
did he
the
do,
lineup
fart?
exchange.
Did he poop on the field?
Nah, well, close.
Did he fart where they were doing the national anthem?
No, so what happened was they were exchanging lineup cards, and the hitting coach was ripping the whole plate umpire from last night's game, and he got sick of it and tossed him before the game even started.
Wow.
Yeah,
Careful with the tipper.
yeah, that's just I don't get it. It's like before the pitch is even thrown, no, we're going to toss you. I mean, why
That's
start
funny.
arguing already? I mean,
That's funny.
yeah, it is. It is actually funny. So, with that being said, let's
Wrap it
end
up.
on that note. Mess around. What you got going on?
Well,
Final
I
thoughts?
think I'm going to go inside and
Take a nap.
drink a couple beers and then go to bed.
All right, John. What's going on with your network and shows, and what you got coming up?
Yeah, we got a couple of shows coming up here, and yeah, I think it'd be fun to be good. And tune into my personal Facebook page, because tomorrow night there could be a really big rant. And honestly, call every ambulance in Texas, call every ambulance in the United States of America. Come right in front of the park in front of my house, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a medical emergency, because the cows are going to literally make me lose my mind.
Well, let's hope they don't, for your sake. But
Yeah.
for my
Yes.
sake,
I don't
want to
know.
see you rant.
I don't know which is better: is watching John's rants or a former colleague of ours go out there and throw wild sport takes on how he's the next New Mexico head coach and of 2053 or whatever, or so-and-so's the next greatest baseball player. I don't know. I don't know which one's better. Both I crack up all the time on. So,
Well, I will say on my Tom Herman rant, Isaiah was able to fill out nearly 3 Walmart applications when I
Yeah.
had that. So,
all right,
No, I
Christy
can actually
Bacon.
watch John rant all day. Isaiah's, I'd probably turn off within the first 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Oh my god.
All right, Chris. What's going on with C2C? And
Yeah, coming up is tomorrow is Ohio Valley Wrestling and Creeping It Real, which is about
Paranormal.
paranormal stuff. And then maybe we can talk about it next week. But I think Mike Tomlin wants to go with his draft pick over Trubisky.
No!
yeah, we'll have to. Keep watching. Speaking of that, keep watching us, because we are going to try to get a morning tailgate show coming up.
That's going to be my second team because of Trubisky.
Yeah. So keep checking us out, like Chris said, and C2C's got a lot of things going on. So along with John's network there, don't want to mispronounce the name because I can't pronounce it. So
Ison.
Ison, yeah, we'll go with that. So, but with that being said, this was Sports Minute. Again, thank you for John and Dave Mess Around jumping on, and Chris, thank you for doing what you do behind the scenes. And check us out next week for another edition of Sports Minute. Have a good night.